friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be talking about free art supplies. Before I get started, of course, I have my disclaimers. First, I live near a major highway here in the country of Belize, so you will hear those motor vehicles in my background. Secondly, I live outside of a major city in Belize, and there is a lot of wildlife where I live. Mostly birds, and so you will also hear those calling, chirping, crying in my background, and they're wild birds because where I live it's in the wildlife. And thirdly, I have dogs, and right now I just saw them. They're asleep, they're resting, they just had their lunch, but I'm hoping they stay that way and they don't get to be a part of this video. So now let's get back to our regular scheduled program. Okay, friends, so I was browsing through Wish, and for those who may not know, Wish.com or the Wish app is something similar like AliExpress, but unlike AliExpress, the Wish app is kind of like more a Chinese Amazon than anything. It really does sell Chinese art supplies. And it sells art supplies and other stuff, clothing, makeup, shoes, fitness stuff, and other stuff for a fairly cheap price. So it's a good bargain. The only difference between Wish, the Wish app, Wish.com, or AliExpress, or the AliExpress app, is that Wish comes from literally individualized retailers. So it's rather difficult to have like a favorite store in Wish versus AliExpress, and you don't know what you're getting when it comes to Wish. And they do have free stuff. I mean, literally they do have free stuff on their website. You can just charge it. It's actually zero cost. You pay maybe $1 or $2 for shipping, and that's it. So if you count the shipping cost, then it's not free, but it doesn't charge you. So I wonder what it would be like to use their free art supplies and see what the quality is all about. Okay, so I went on the Wish app and saw what free art supplies they had available, and I did choose 5 items. Unfortunately, I only received 2, and this is after probably about 6 weeks. About 6 weeks, or no, it's more than 6 weeks. It's more like 9 weeks of waiting. So it took about 9 weeks to reach Belize, and I only got 2 out of the 5 that I ordered. So I don't know where the other 3 are, but it was supposed to be a part 1 and a part 2 series. In part 1 is that I got these color pencils. They're supposed to be free on Wish.com. I think the shipping was $2 Belize. And I also got this black sketchbook, and we'll be looking at these in greater details. Okay, first let's look at the black sketchbook. It's rather flimsy, and it does have somewhat of a tough covering. It is, I'm not sure if you can see it stitched, so it is bound by stitching here, but it just feels like regular printing paper. It's not it really does feel like regular black printing paper. This was supposed to be like a part 1 and 2. I also asked for some opaque markers to use in this sketchbook, but those markers have not come yet, or probably will not come. I'm hoping they do. But all in all, it's a nice little sketchbook. I did not count how many pages they are in here, but it doesn't seem like it's more than 20. Counting it now. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so there's 26 sheets in this little sketchbook, and it's look like it's made from hypeblog.163.com/fish_winmin. I believe that's the people who makes this little sketchbook. It has such a beautiful night, and it's just a little sketchbook. Give it a couple week or two to see if the opaque markers I asked for come. If it does, great. If it doesn't, well, we'll see what we can do with that little sketchbook. The other thing that I got here is these markers. They're from, I believe these are made in China, but it boasts that the company originates from Austria, and it's Joseph Hartmut. I guess it's Joseph, either Hartmut or Hartmut. And see, pencils manufactured from Austria. And what it says about these pencils, now we're going to look at these pencils in greater details. What it says about these pencils is that these pencils are manufactured from Austria, high quality pigment, brilliant colors, blend easily and quickly, creates a variety of outstanding colors, lead quality, easy to color, anti-break bonding technology, is not easily broken. And yeah, that's what it says about these pencils. You get a total count of 12 for free, which I think it's pretty good. I mean, I was looking at it and I wanted watercolor pencils. Unfortunately, the watercolor pencils that I saw that were for free on wish.com is only one random color, versus these that gives you an entire pack of 12 for free. So yeah, it's a well, what kind of bargain it is. It's free pencils. I got these to use with some fine liners that were also for free, but those fine liners have not arrived as yet. And I also had paper to go with it. Also, those paper have not arrived as yet. So I'm hoping they do within the next week or two. And if they do, then I will redo this entire segment with all products that has been provided from wish.com for free. So until then, let me introduce these pencils to you. It's in a nice sturdy cardboard box. We got 12 colors here. Yeah. I don't even have my watercolor stuff prepped. It's a hexagonal shaped, and on the pencil itself, I hope you guys can see this, it has color pencils, Joseph Hartmut, and it has like a little symbol here. There's nothing here, but from what it looks like, it kind of looks like it's nicely centered. Not sure if you guys can see that. Kind of looks like they're nicely centered, which is a plus for me. I like pencils that are nicely centered. As you know, pencils that are nicely centered are not easily broken, so that's a very good thing for me. There's no color name, no pigment information, nothing. And the color indication for these pencils is the entire pencil colored. I believe that's a light yellow. Here's a slightly warm, cooler yellow. You have to excuse me, sometimes I get them a little confused. So this is, I'm thinking this is supposed to be a warmer and cool range. This looks kind of red, kind of purple, kind of blue. Here's a light blue. This looks supposed to be like a yellowy green kind of color. There's no color name, so I cannot say those are definitely the color names for it. Okay, here's a darker green. This looks like a brown. It also looks like a mahogany kind of color too. This looks like a black. This looks like a gray. 12 set and you get a gray. That's amazing. And a white. So these are the colors that are presented in this 12 set. As you can see, I have my swatch card all lined up. And I do have this here, which I want to test blending of these. So I'm going to start from the white. And we're going to swatch it and see how it looks. Okay, I'm all swatched out, and as you can see, the color indicated on the barrel of the pencil may not always be the color that the pencil swatched out to be, especially for this color, which I thought was a light blue, turned out to be like a mint green. This color here, which I would have thought was more like a ultramarine blue, looks more Persian. This, which I thought was more like a fuchsia, turns out to be a violet. I thought this color, I didn't know what this color was. It looks like a lemon. It turned out to be a very pastel yellow. So the colors don't necessarily swatched out to be the colors that the color indicated on the barrels are. And with any art supplies, I keep saying it, guys, swatch them out. I know some artists doesn't like to swatch out their colors, but really and truly, you don't know what that color really is until you put it on paper. Sorry about that, guys. Someone just came into our yard, and as you can see, like I said, he was supposed to be asleep, but someone came into the yard just now. So now I am going to see how these color layers, and I'm going to see how they blend. I'm more looking at blending than layering because I don't know. I'm not giving it all its. I'm just going to lightly color from one end to the other, yellow and blue. It's not going to be, and I'm using very light pressure here. For this blue, I must say it came with the tip slightly broken, and so I believe I might have to sharpen this color before I color my illustration. And a slightly harder pressure. We're going to talk about these in greater detail because there's some things I didn't tell you about these. The lead is very, very hard. It's not a soft lead at all. It's very, very hard. It's not really scratchy, but it's not really smooth, and because it's not smooth, it might appear to be scratchy, and that's why it looks like this here and there. And that's because it doesn't evenly disperse color when you apply, you know, it doesn't evenly disperse color, and it doesn't look like it's mixing pretty well either, because I'm just doing light to hard or to more heavier pressure, and it doesn't seem to be blending at all. It does say it should blend, As you can see, it's not really blending at all. It's actually just, the blue is just basically settling on top of the yellow. And then it has this waxy, it's very waxy, and it just leaves a lot of wax dust onto the paper while you're coloring. A lot of wax dust. So I'm glad it looks like it's blending on camera, but to me it's not really blending at all. It's just putting color on top of each other. I wouldn't even call it layering. It's just basically putting color on top of each other and trying to mix. And then it just produces all these waxy dusts. Yeah, I gotta top off some of that dust. And as you can see, it doesn't really blend. It might appear here to be scratchy, but it's not really scratchy. It's just that it doesn't put down color evenly. And as for this blue, the tip of it came broken, and that's why it's the shortest one out of them all. Okay, I have this illustration all prepped up. It was originally for an other art supply that I wanted to try out, but I never used it, and I kind of liked it. And so I just decided it will really go well to see how these colors hold up to this illustration. I like to do basic arts. When I'm doing testing of art supplies, I like to use basic illustration. I don't want to go too intricate with it because I want to see how it holds up to my very, very, very simple design, or my very, very, very simple style. I have my sharpener here, and I did sharpen the blue to see how it sharpened, if the point easily break. And these lead, like I said, is a more firmer or rigid lead than I am used to. And so when I was, oh gosh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I don't believe this point wants to stay sharp. It broke again, and it broke completely off. It didn't even broke a tip off. It just broke completely off. Oh gosh. But as I was saying before that unfortunate accident, when I was superimposing color like I did on the tip here, the lead didn't break with it. It broke when I accidentally dropped it, but it didn't broke when I was superimposing color. So that's a good thing. And so I believe my blue is going to be the smallest of them all because I got to go and sharpen it again. And we're going to color this illustration before I run out of blue. I am finished. Sorry for the little scratchiness. It is going into November when the hurricane season winds down and the rain starts, and it is hot today, and I think there's a lot of hay in the air, and I do have allergies and all those other little things, so my voice is a little scratchy due to that. But excuse me. All in all, would I say it is a great, okay, let me rewind and come back again. Okay, a much better voice now. Very, very good. What can I say about these coloring pencils? I normally group my art supplies in 3 categories. I usually have kids grade or school grade. I think I should be a little more inventive with these grades. Okay, so I believe I should be a little inventive with my grading system for these art supplies. So I will start grading my art supplies into 4 different categories. There is first grade 1, which is basically kids grade. It's the type of art supplies that you can walk into any conventional store here in the country of Belize and pick them up. They're very cheesy, they're very cheap. And then we have grade 2, which I will more reference to the professional art students grade. It's more like art student grade sort of supplies, and that will have either a grade 2A and a grade 2B, with grade 2A being the lower end of the professional art student and grade 2B being the higher end of the professional art student. And then there's also the final grading system I will give my art supplies that I review is a 3. And a 3 will mean these art supplies can be used for professional artists. So based on that category, I will now grade these coloring pencils. And drum roll, please. I give these coloring pencils a grade 1. And there's a good reason for that. There's a really, really good reason for that. Because 1, the lead. Boy, oh boy, these lead are super, super, super hard. They're very hard lead. If it didn't show so much waxiness, I will almost call it oil coloring pencils, an oil-based kind of coloring pencils, but the leads are super, super hard. And the other reason I give it a grade 1 is because also is how the lead layers. It doesn't layer fully with full coverage. It looks like it layers scratchy, even though you don't feel scratchiness as you are coloring. But it doesn't layer evenly. And also it leaves wax dust. There's only 2 types of coloring pencils I have experienced that leave wax dust. One is the Prismacolor Premier and the second is the Caran d'Ache. Though both pencils leave wax dust, with the Prismacolor leaving the most wax dust. But these are right up there with Prismacolors when it comes to leaving that waxy dust, that wax dust. And it is rather very, very waxy. Oh my gosh. And so yes, if I personally didn't got these for free from wish.com, I would think I walk into any conventional store and bought them here in Belize for cheap, because that's what they feel like. So my friends, tell me what you think of my grading scheme that I have for these art supplies that I've reviewed. I think I reviewed enough art supplies in a few months now that I could actually develop a grading scheme for them, and I don't want to give them a 10 out of this. I just want to give them a basic grade, because again, if you can't, if you have on a budget and it's something you want to look at, then I think the grading system is a good way to go about it. But again, my friends, my supporters, thank you so much. Let me know what you think of the my grading system when it comes to reviewing art supplies, if it's something you like or it's something you want to change. And if you guys have any suggestions, please put it in the description below. I do enjoy and read every single comment. I do read and respond to every single comment. And I am so appreciative. I feel so honored. Last count, there was 140 persons that subscribed to my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am humbled that you chose to subscribe to me. Thank you so much. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.